I am live. Yes, I am. I know short notice. I'm here. So let's get this started, shall we? Let me make sure I turn this down. How is everybody today? Give everybody a chance to come in. I've been having Mercury retrograde issues, and I would like to say, who hasn't, right? Because it has been cuckoo. Yeah. So, come on, check out each other's energies. I don't know if that's the right thing to say. Because my energy has just been welcome. It has been what it's been. Yes. So today we're just going to pull cards, talk about what's going on. Well, hello. I have so missed you. I have so missed you, Miss Amy. I am so glad that we have caught up with each other again. I have thought about you umpteen times, and I am so glad that you are here today. We are here today, yeah? Do you want to be the first one to get a card? Just let me know. How have you been? So excited to see you. I've been crazy busy between work and not work and just everything that is happening. Thank you for thinking of me. Everything that has been happening in this Mercury retrograde is super strong. And then we still got to the 12th. My goodness. You would love a card. Look at this one's trying to come out. So let's see what this one has to say for you. Oh, Queen Jezebel. See, I know how to pronounce it now. Queen Jezebel. This means trust yourself. Tell me what's been going on with you. Oh my goodness. With my new oh my goodness. My goodness. Trust yourself. You are powerful and you are doing more than what you think you are doing. Yes, yes, yes. So for me, we've been dealing with a lot of rain. It subsided and now we're having extreme heat. Woo! Now, I'm not complaining about the heat. Do not get me wrong. Yesterday, we've been having it as high as in the temps, 99. So I don't know what that is in Celsius, I believe. We're Fahrenheit, so you're Celsius. But the feel likes was like 105. So do the conversion and see. But I'm not complaining about the heat. I loved it. I don't know why that popped up again. Yes. So what does it mean if a butterfly stands by my side and lands on me and doesn't fly away? A butterfly is transformation. A butterfly is confirmation and letting you know of what they have gone through. And we have the name Jeffrey Dahmer. So, yeah. Anytime, Miss Pebbles. What a butterfly goes through to become a butterfly is hey, Miss Lisa. They are in the cocoon, and you can't even help a butterfly. You can't peel the cocoon off for them. They have to develop on their own. If you help when a butterfly is forming itself, you will damage it. So it's like saying, you have worked hard to get to this point. Be who you are. Fly. Have you watched a butterfly fly? I'll sit and watch them and I'm like, where are you going with your happy self? Just flying just to be flying. So yeah. I saw, what was his name? He passed years back. It'll come to me later. Anyway, he had a butterfly that landed on his finger. And his assistant was, or somebody was with him, and where he was at, he was like on a high rise. So he had to take an elevator to where his apartment was, or where he was staying. So, but he wanted a picture of it. And so this was still when there was cameras. So the person that he asked to go get a camera took the elevator down to the little store that was down there, bought a camera, came back up, and the butterfly was still on his finger. And then, and he took a picture of it. And I think, I wish I could remember the name of this man. Hey, Andrea. But I believe he even put it in his book because when I watched it, he was using it as slideshows and so forth. So that's a great thing to have a butterfly stay by you. Everybody is so good to see everybody. So did y'all hear about the earthquakes? Remember I kept saying I feel 8.0 and 8.24. Oh yes, Miss Lisa, let's get you a card. Okay now. Saturn. Let's see what the book has to say. Age, reality, and discipline. Because we know Saturn can be karma, but I don't want to misspeak on this. So let's see what it has to say. It says your limitations and lessons according to your sign. What's your sign? What's your sign for this card? What was your sign? Because it's according to your sign as what the message would be. Was it Miss Risa? Andrea. No, was it Andrea? Lisa. Miss Lisa, what's your sign? Libra. Okay. Relationships and equality. So your limitations and lessons according to your sign is relationship and equality. So are you, for your little love bug? Absolutely. Is that your son, Jeffrey? So your yeah, I don't want to misspeak on that. So does that resonate with you, having some form of karma or situations that you're going through right now? I don't want to misspeak on that one. Mr. Jeffrey, your son, Miss Pebbles, do you want this deck of cards, Mr. Jeffrey? Seeing something, looking for something that would be more for that little quick thinking young man. Oh, for him. For the other person, Jeffrey. Gotcha. Okay, Jeffrey. You got separation. Look at that. And you see how I had to catch that card? Separation, division, and integration. Let's see what the book has to say about it. Wow. The number on that is 35. Separation. 82. We're going to 82. Page 82. Separation. It says it's time to identify what in your life no longer aligns and what belongs in the new world you are creating, because we are creators of our own world. So separation. I do this a lot, and I have to remind myself or stay balanced with everybody in the house, personal relationship, with work, but I will tend to separate myself just because of how I like to focus and where I go and so forth like that. So yeah, I hope that card resonated with Miss Lisa. I hope that card resonated with Mr. Jeffrey. So with the earthquakes, remember I kept saying I feel earthquakes coming, and I was saying I feel I said 8.24 and an 8.0. Well, we had an 8.8 in Russia, and then right after that was an 8.0 in Alaska. So you're pretty even keel at the moment. That is wonderful. Staying balanced is so important, because when you are off balance, look at anything that's off balance. It's not a good situation. So being balanced, bravo, Miss Lisa. Great. In going through the years and gaining wisdom and knowing what should and should not be. Yes. I know staying balanced is key for me. And I've been trying to stay balanced right now with this energy. I don't know about you guys, but I've really, really, really been feeling it. I'll really, really feel people. I've been having headaches and fluid in my, feeling like fluid in my head, just different feeling. So I was trying to, okay, because you guys know how I can, when it's going to be extremely cold, I can feel it. I can feel weather. I can feel the earth and its activity. So I was trying to say, okay, if this is a physical feeling, because it was a physical feeling that I've never really felt before, but if I had to equate the feeling to what would that feel like with the earth, and the only thing that I could come up with was volcanoes. Now, I have experienced a volcano when I was young. I was born in Oregon, so when Mount St. Helens went off, I was around sixth, seventh grade, around there, maybe six. It was in between there, whenever it went off. But I remember we were driving home, and it was in the afternoon, like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My mother was driving. It was me and my brother. And when the volcano went off, now I'm in Oregon. I was in Oregon, and the volcano was in Washington. And if we were to drive, even though we can look and see Mount St. Helens for where we were, if you were to drive it, it takes 2 hours. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. So, but we were driving, and then all of a sudden, from the volcano erupting, it got dark. Like all of a sudden, it was nighttime, and it began to, instead of being white like snow, it was gray ash falling like thick, heavy snow. Okay, see? Yes, as if it's expanding. So I was like, okay, is this something that's earth related, or is it just me? So, because I can be a little extra sometimes. I've come to realize that I can be so extra and dramatic, so funny. But yeah, so if I said, okay, if this is what I've been feeling, then if I were to equate it to, because I already feel volcanoes, I already feel it, I see it. When I was said before, when I said I see images of a volcano and it exploding, and it was how it was going up, the image of what was happening in Hawaii, when I saw those images, I was like, that's what I was seeing. So I'm hoping that was it and not something else. And the other question, so when I talk about what volcano I have been through, I do not recall if my body had some type of symptoms to that, because at that age, only thing I know that I was doing as far as intuitiveness was being really hyped in my dreaming. My dreaming was my first accepting gift, when I accepted my gifts after silencing them when I was younger. So when they began to arise back up, it was dreaming that was my first. So sight, clairvoyance is my strongest, I believe. So, but everything does come with like a feeling, a secondary, a knowing. Well, at least for me. So, but anyway, I still stick on. We have more earthquakes coming. I still see tsunamis. That was not a tsunami. I feel like almost a dry run. I still, because I said 8.0 and 8.24. I still feel that. It's still here to come. So yeah, and then we got a lot of solar activity going on. Have you noticed that? And there's this dude that I'll watch. His name is Stefan. I don't know if he pronounces it Stefan, Stafen. No, Fan. Stefan. Stefan Burns. And all he talks about is the sun and the solar activity and all that kind of stuff, and the sunspots, and he explains that that's what he does, and he's easy to understand, but there's a lot of solar activity that is happening. What was some of the other things? It's just been crazy. We got sex rings being what you call it? Did you hear about in Texas? They have arrested 7 men and women. Part of the 7 was a husband, wife, and oldest son, adult son. Another was a mother who had children, and the other were just, I believe, men. And there was a total of 7 of them. But they had a sex ring going underground since 2022, and with children with agings from the range of 15 to 3 years old. 3 to 15. There's some sick people walking the earth. And this is the crazy sad part. That mother, the parent, she was having her children be a part of that ring. And when you made an appointment, it was $200 an appointment, and they made upwards of $1,000 a night. Oh my God. And then there's more to this, because the way that they even found it out, because I thought that the kids were like kept locked down below, but that wasn't the case. They were still so whether they were drugging them and taking them down or what the case may be, but it was two children that were doing lewd acts, and somebody asked them, where did you learn how to do that? That's inappropriate. Where did you learn it? And then they said that it was from so-and-so. And when they arrested that individual, that's when the dominoes began to fall. So the clients were not just men, it was men and women. So it's just pure evil. It is sick. Sick. So a lot of exposure. You guys put your questions up there. Anything that you want me to talk about. I don't want really to talk about Diaper Don, because he is just, oh my God, I don't know where this country is going. Here's the thing. This idiot knows how to act like he got some sense when he wants to, because when he went over there to do that negotiation for the EU, that man negotiated quickly and like he had some sense. He didn't drag it out. He didn't try to do that 100% nonsense. And so yeah, he can do what he wants to do, when he wants to do, and how he wants to do. I have seriously been trying to focus and figure out, does this man make it these 4 years? Does he come out the 2 years? Because here's the other thing. Remember when I kept saying that everything that we went through in 2020 through the lockdown, the pandemic. Oh, and there's another virus coming. Y'all strengthen your immune system. Because I said that one before too. I said what comes back will make COVID look like a joke. And I don't know if that will pertain just to here in the United States or worldwide, because with this new budget thing that they've just passed, and it's taken away Medicare and so forth. When you look at it, it's like when you go to the emergency room, and those that don't have like insurance and so forth, and you go to the emergency room and they see you anyway. Well, it's programs like Medicare that will pay for that. In addition to individuals who apply that have Medicare, like grandma and grandpa in the nursing home and so on and so forth. But they've cut it so much that hospitals are going to now begin to close in certain areas. And in my vision that I had in the very, very beginning, before COVID even became what it did, I saw the hospitals in disarray. I saw that the hospitals would not be able to handle what was coming. And so we had COVID come along. It did its theatrics. It did what it did. And I said that people, yeah, you have to pay your deductible. That is true. But they're like removing it, period. To what extent and to what extent, what different states, because I know like in California, they'll probably be fine because they have a good economy. But for the red states, and I'm in a red state, so, and it's just, now I'm not on Medicare or anything like that. I'm just speaking for the people that are in that situation. You hear of people and I spoke of this before, with the food stamps being cut. And now we're seeing some hilarious videos coming out of people. What can I do to keep my son safe where I live? There are so many weirdos around like moving circles. The best advice, and let me start by saying this is all for, I didn't say it, all for entertainment purposes only, everybody, including these cards. Anything that I might say, it's just to entertain, gather, chit chat, and talk. Now, I would first and foremost talk with your son. So far, we can still pay our deductible, and that is great. That is great. I'm good so far. One of the things that my son, DJ, the one you guys saw when he was helping me, he sells insurance. So, and what is it, 14? He's licensed for 14 different states, something like that. So, you know, I get my, different programs. No, you're not mad. You're not mad. For those here in America, that means crazy. Just talk to him. Sit down, talk to him. Because you're going to have rebellion and you're going to have hormones. That's just what youth does. Okay. We all walk our path. No, you're not. We all walk our path. We all have a soul contract to fulfill. And even in times that it's just been like, what is happening in my life? Or, any time in your life and the struggles that you may have, you always come out stronger. You always have your experience. The best thing that you can do for him is to talk to him, show him some examples of what are experiencing. And when you say you don't let him go out the house without an adult, at this point in time here in the States, I don't recommend anybody going anywhere by yourself. Now, I'm not walking in fear. I am not a fearful person. Never have been. But here they are grabbing people. It makes you stronger. You are still here. And you have to trust that you've done an excellent job with your son at that. You have to trust that he will make wise decisions. Maybe you need to come up with a little, pack, a promise between the two of you. Like with my son, when he went on his little ventures and he was, traveling around, making his decisions, what that he decided to do. I was like, okay, son, you need to live your life and you're going to do what you want to do. But use wisdom, be safe, and promise me you will keep in contact with me. And he promised me. He said, Mom, I promise whenever you call, I will pick up the phone. And if I'm not able to answer the phone, I will call you right back. And he has held to that promise to this day. So all I can say is communication is great. Let him know how much you love him. Let him know how you just adore him and just want the best for him in life. And there's no handbook in parenting. There's no handbook in life. You just wing it. A F-bomb almost came out. You just wing it. But literally here in the States, this immigration nonsense, they are just picking people up by the color of their skin. And these are in unmarked cars, people that are in uniform, and these are uniforms that you can just go to a surplus store and buy, whether it's, the police uniforms and so forth. And they're masked, they're covered up so you cannot see their faces. And they are pulling up in unmarked cars and just grabbing people of color. Not black folks as of yet. Well, I don't even want to use that word. Please forgive me. But people of color as far as immigration. Anybody that they feel like, okay, you can settle it when you get down to you take care of it when we take you where we're taking you. Because I'm concerned that these people are not real law enforcement people, that these are people getting their jollies off. These are people that are getting their sick permission to do what they are doing, because they have no paperwork, they leave no business card, they're giving no names. They're like, some of the people, like, they're able to communicate and talk with the folks that are in detention and so forth. So some is just really legit, like they've been picked up and they're going through the process. They're picking them up from their immigration appointments. They're picking them up. Like, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. People coming out the grocery store, schools, dropping off at daycare. Just really crazy situations. And I had even said, and I don't know if I had said it here on the channel, but I know I said it to others. that when all of this very first started, I felt like that they were taking people, handcuffed, shackled, and all of that, and loading them up on planes. And then when they getting over water, they were dumping people out in waters. And when I told somebody that, yes, on their jobs, there was this Delta pilot that got arrested when he landed, but supposedly he had some domestic charges or whatever, so it was an excuse to be used. It's like literally they are going after whomever they can go after, and they have a quota. And I said last time, those that are still doing this, that's because they want to do it. Because I'm gonna give you an example of a choice that they would make if they were to say, oh no, I'm not doing that. So for them that would use the excuse that, oh, this is just my job qualifications, this is what the job qualifications have changed to, have morphed to, okay, and this is my job. And they're not quitting, they're doing this, they're taking babies and children away from their parents, and people crying, people away from their families and crying, and then they don't care, they're still getting up the next day and going to work. Now let's say their job qualifications, for entertainment purposes only, trying to be as polite as I can, change to you must perform anal performance to your male coworkers. And there's a quota, because we must have, what is the quota? 20, 30,000. You better get busy. That's how many a day? How many of you people think they'd still be going to work if that was their job quota that changed? People will be like, oh, I ain't doing that, nor can you make me do that, because that's unethical to my beliefs, to my preference. That is not my sexual preference. How many people would still be going to work if that's what their job qualifications change to? Would they then make a stand and say, oh no, I'm not doing that, I quit, I either quit or you're gonna have to fire me because I'm not doing that? So all of this really is by choice. They're making the choices. And it's sad. It's scary and it's sad. They've even gone so far as they're knocking on people's doors now. You just got to be, I've told people, make sure you're taking a picture of your driver's license, your ID, your passport, like have a backup, because there's been people, you've been seeing video that they've been like saying, I'm a U.S. citizen, and they're still taking them away. People screaming saying, that's my husband, he's a U.S. citizen, he's a Marine, he's a U.S. citizen, and they still take them away. It's just crazy. Get your backup. Fear is a great motivator as far as which way to prepare ourselves, or because that alligator Alcatraz that they're calling it, that is a freaking tent with bunk beds and chain link fences for the walls on the inside, and they said it cost $550 million to build in 8 days. I think I can put up a tent in 8 days. $550 million, my butt. And what if it happened to me? Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus help me, Father. I got a mouth that won't shut in a situation like that. I don't know what I would do. I really don't know what I would do if it happened to me, because it's wrong. It is so wrong. And then the reversing visas and citizenship statuses and so forth. Yes, keep a copy, because I was saying that I felt like situations will be like, can I see your ID? And then you hand them your ID and they put it in your pocket. I said, can I see your ID? Like, I just gave it to you. Can I see your ID? Like malicious, crazy stuff. Like they're just really trying to in the mountains. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay in love and light. It's challenging when my first response is wanting to do something, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, how is that the test on the meter of your enlightenment in your ascension as to where you are at? Because when your first thought is, I want to jump in there, and it's like, oh, I'm not being very nice. But what do? You must protect yourself when the time comes. I say it and I say it again. The biggest commodity is going to be a female. Put your children in classes in self-defense. Women, take your self-defense classes. Secure your homes. Think about these things. If you aren't stocking up on your food, how long have I been saying that? How long have I been saying stock up on your goods? I mean, they are now showing fields with foods that didn't get harvested, so it's just rotting. Milk from the cows, because they can't milk the cows when they're arresting all these people, and products aren't going to be able to get made, harvested, or created. So prepare with this bill. There you go, to secure your door. I've spoke on this extreme end with Jason as to how would we secure the house from the inside should it come down to it. How far is this going to go? Freaking Gilead, Handmaid's Tale, if you still haven't watched it. At this point, if you can't see it, then I don't know what to say. And it's happening all around the world. But right now, here in the United States, it's like they're just being illegal right in your face. Just right in your face. How is this man going to go, diaper down, going to go over to Scotland with his family? First of all, as president, you're not supposed to be conducting your own personal business. So, of course, yeah, it's the family, his sons that are running it. But he's right there and he's the one cutting the ribbon. And it costs taxpayers, what was it, between $10 to $50 million for them to go over there for that trip, for him to do the ribbon cutting for where another golf course is going to be built? Scotland? Come on now. Y'all need to stand up to something. I mean, because anybody in any situation only has power over you when you let them, when you give it to them. Think about it. They only have power up in Washington because the people give it to them. I don't know how this is going to change. I'm not going along with everybody else, these other readers. Oh, he's going to have a heart attack, or I see him getting arrested, or he's this, he's that, la la. He's demented, he's slurring, he's that. I can't get there yet. Because those same readers were saying the same thing all 4 previous years when he was in office. So I don't know the changes that are going to come. How? Because even with this budget, and I keep getting off of this, even with the budget that was passed, a lot of it isn't supposed to take place until after the midterms. Okay? And why would that be a clue or important? Because when we have the midterms, and if Democrats are able to get in and take over Congress and the Senate, take over the House and the Senate, then it would be Democrat majority and he can be impeached. I, for one moment, don't feel he's going to sit back and let that happen. He's not going to sit back and allow that possibility. So he would create as much distraction as he can to keep it from Democrats taking back the House or the Senate. Because, and if they do with this bill, some of the stuff taking effect after the midterm, and because people have such short memory, then it'll be complaining, look what the Democrats are doing. Look how they've taken away your medical. Look what they're doing, and blame it on somebody else. Because I wonder, why didn't they just do it all now? I still, and like, okay, the way he's going after Obama now, what did I say before? He's trying to rile up black people. He's trying to get black people out on the street so he can declare martial law. It hasn't happened. Folks are sitting back. Stay wise. Stay vigilant. Use wisdom. Think before you react. I don't know how this is going to be solved, how it's going to be saved, how we going to come back from it. But I will say this part, being as I feel the earth so much and the weather and all that kind of stuff, and how we are connected, us and the earth. Our consciousness does not match the consciousness of the earth. Earth is natural, okay? Man isn't on a large scale number making the decisions for a higher consciousness, higher vibration, more positive ways of being. And if man isn't going to take their actions and do it themselves, nature is going to do it. Hey, Andy, welcome. Say you made it. You said you made it like you come running in the door, like you was speeding down the road. Whew, I made it. Welcome, Andy. But nature will do it. So, yeah. And I know that's kind of doom and gloomish. But when we talk about, and I've said it before, that just like in the Bible, when they talk about the rapture of Christ, I believe that us raising the consciousness is a consciousness raising, and that's Christ's consciousness. That's my equivalent to what the Bible speaks of the rapture. Okay. Now, and I've also, it was like 4 years ago, maybe between 4 to 6 years ago. No, not 6. Well, anyway, at least 4 years ago, I heard the Earth polar shift. And then I heard a number, but I don't remember what the number was. And I was like, will it shift that much and that drastically? And at this point, I'm going to say yes. And if it does, and I will come back with more information with more clarity on it. But if it does, this is what will be, he said, breathe. This is what will be nature taking care of those that don't match its vibration. You listen to the Hopi Indian prophecy, and they talk about those that will be left after the earth does its cleanse. It will be those that will take care of the earth, those that will match the vibration. So call me woo-woo, call me the crazy lady in the corner of the room. I don't care. All I know is it ain't like it used to be at all. So yes, I am so glad everybody came running up in here. So everything that I just spoke upon, in fact, let me do a different deck. Being as I spoke upon nature, let's do the Green Witch. Being as this is a nature deck. Didn't I say that with emphasis? Nature. Green Witch Oracle. Let's see what it has to say about everything that I just spoke about the earth doing its cleanses and why. It was this much fail, so it wasn't enough to say a jumper. Yeah, because Miss Amy, she be like to have them jumpers. Miss Amy, sit down for a minute. Let's see. Angels, universe, and guides. Give us a message for what I just spoke about. The earth. Okay. That was too much. I'm jumpy though. Yeah, because I kept jumping out clumps. It says a cup of tea, patience, and reassessment. Look at this. It gave us a freaking cup of tea. Have a cup of tea, breathe, sit down. Let's see what it says on that one. That is hilarious. A cup of tea. Universe said, sit down, have a cup of tea, relax. It's going to be okay. Cup of tea. Chamomile tea would be lovely, wouldn't it? Nice and relaxation. Huh. They say reading is fundamental. And at this point, I can't fundamentally find the card. Yes, 65. Found it, folks. Universe said, have a cup of tea and sit down and chill. Have some patience. Watch the show. It says, are there lessons you can learn from a difficult situation that you haven't considered yet? Huh. Okay. With that being said, what haven't we putting the kettle on now? Yes, at the Whistle Stop Cafe. That tickled me when you put that in there. Talking about you was gonna stop by the Whistle Stop Cafe. I think that's how you put it. All right, can we have another one, Universe? With everything that I spoke of, besides sitting down having a delicious cup of tea. That was funny. No jumpers, please. All right, Universe, guides, angels. What is happening now? A moth. Is it moth's transformation? Mystery, concealment, illusions. Like literally, it's like saying, have a cup of tea, sit down, watch the show because everything is confusing. It's a mystery. It's being hidden. All right, Mr. Moth. Look, Universe is speaking today, right? Make sure I get me a cup of tea when I'm done with this. I had a cup of tea last night. Yeah, I like my tea sweet sometime. With cream. Yeah. Which one was this? Moth. On page 45. All right, it says, what in your life needs illumination to enable you to see past a surface level illusion? So obviously there's a lot of illusions going on, which is true. A lot of look over here, a lot of look over there, a lot of buried information, things coming to light. Moths are attracted to the light, are they not? So what did y'all think of those two cards that we got pulled from the Green Witch? English tea, the strong kind. I love it. I love strong tea and strong coffee. Yeah, I like my coffee to wake the neighbors. Yes. Yes, I always say that. I like my coffee to wake the neighbors. That was really, really good. I like that. And then, and honey. I do it with milk and sugar, but honey is good for you. Everybody, in your strengthening of your immune, remember honey is a good thing. And with the pollen here in Georgia, you really got the pollen issue. And a way to combat that is through honey or bee pollen, the actual BEE pollen, the yellow stuff that they make. You can get it in the grocery store. Here would be Kroger's. And you literally can take it like in your smoothies. You can put it in like your oatmeal, your food or whatever. Just inoculate yourself with natural stuff. And if you do it before, I mean, you can do it, just now and just have it a part of your everyday routine every other day or whatever you want to call it. But it should be from like a 5-mile radius from you for a natural inoculation of the trees and plants and so forth that affect you and your allergies. It's a natural inoculation. Really, 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 really good superfood for strengthening your immune system is moringa. Moringa. It is um, wonderful. It's considered a superfood. You can take the seeds. I take the seeds, I take the leaves, and I have oil. And I've just ordered me some moringa roots for the trees. So I'm gonna take my hand at it in the garden. I'm gonna uproot the raspberry and put it in a pot, and I'm gonna use both sides of the bed for moringa trees. So look them up. They are like 7 times the amount of vitamin C as oranges. They have 49 times the more iron than spinach. It has calcium, potassium, more potassium than bananas, more calcium than milk. It's really, really, really good. And shame on me for not having that. And I will. The next time I come on, I'm going to write it down so that I can read off everything of what it's good for. And then in addition to that, every now and then I take, Dr. Sebi, I've missed you all too. Dr. Sebi is spelled Sebi, and he was a herbologist, a health person. He claimed he could cure cancer. He claimed that the herbs and so forth, if you would take them, it would cure cancer. Of course, he ended up dead, but you can still read his information. His children still carry his message, and he has what he calls basic and essential herbs that you should take. And so I just and I do it every now and then. So now that I'm feeling that there's something else coming, and I suggest you strengthen your immune system. I'm feeling in the same way as when COVID came. But this one has like sea moss and burdock root, and it has like 5 to 7 different stuff in it. And it helps to strengthen. It's really high in alkaline, and it'll help to strengthen your immune system. So my advice to you: strengthen your immune system, drink your waters. We always do that, right? We drink our water. Send love and calm to the rain when it comes. Thank the rain for coming, for nourishing the earth, for giving you nourishment. Send it calm, because these storms have been real. Real. And I also feel like we're like now starting hurricane season. So I think the hurricane season is going to ramp up. But here's the challenging part. Since Diaper Don defunded NOAA, we don't have the same weather notifications and information as we used to be getting. So it depends. We have to rely upon others for our weather as to what is really coming our way. But I feel like it's going to be an active weather season. And storms, and you've noticed all these floodings that are taking place. And peep this out. With all these these flash floods that are coming, does it not look like the ocean waves? Because remember, I said that I felt like we were going to have landmass changes. Parts were going to be underwater. Does it not look like the floods are coming in and then they're going out? Like they're getting ready to stay. My opinion. But what was I saying before I remembered that? Strengthening your immune and so way that all this water, if you notice, it's really been a really big water theme. So with the flash floods, these rains, the hurricanes that are coming, and then it will be the snows. Go to them highlands, go to the mountains. That's right. That's what the Hopi say, to go to higher grounds. The Hopi Indians say go to the higher grounds. Yes, they do. But I think we're going to have a lot of snow. It's going when the winter time comes along. So just the water theme through and through. And then how I have talked about how the earth and the weather and everything is just like the way that our bodies operate. We have fever, we got the hot weather, we throw up when we are releasing what no longer serves us. That's volcanoes. We get chills. That's earthquakes. People go in comas. That's ice. Like our bodies do the same thing as the weather does, of what the earth does. So keep that in mind, as you are noticing things change, and you want to be as highest conscious as possible, to like self-correcting. I've always talked about that, right? Self-correcting, when you know that I do it all the time. We can, because we're with my job and how we drive around the city at times taking care of whatever. And then I can be like, I'll make comments about somebody and I'll like, oh, that was mean, was it? That was judgment. And then I'll be like, out the window, I'm sorry, please forgive me. They don't know. They didn't get affected by what I said, maybe on an energetic level, I don't know. But the point being, I am responsible for me and my actions. You are responsible for you and your actions. And all of us connected as one. You do it too. A lot of self-correcting. Self-correcting is huge, because it's like, I would like a true teacher, like from the book that I'm reading. So being as I don't have one, and I ask the universe um, to, be my true teacher, send me a true teacher. And in these lessons, but even if there was an individual standing right in front of me saying this, that, and the other, it still comes down to me making the choices and the decisions within myself, within my heart, within my mind, to do what is right. Oh, you do? Great. Power it and also make caplets. Yes, when I start growing, being as I decided, because the kit that I'm gonna buy. So if you're in Jamaica, right? You should have it growing naturally there. Do you? I'm sure you do. But the kit that I'm buying, this guy is in Florida, and he has a 2.5 acre piece of land that he grows moringa and herbs and so forth. And the website is growmoringa.com. And so I just ordered, he has a starter kit on sale for $49, and it's 10 trees, and plus the fertilizer and something else. And then you get his support. So with the 10, I'm going to do 5 and 5. I was thinking about 4 and 4, and then putting the other 2 in pots so they can bring it in the house for the winter time, so that, because they don't like it if you get under 50 degrees. And then we know that it does that here in Georgia. So I'm going to be creative, putting plastic over, just trying to my best. But they are a tropical plant. And when you don't pull the flowers off of it, then it forms its drumstick, which has all the seeds in it. So the way that I'm going to do it is, I'm on one side of the fence, I'm going to be the bushy so I can get all the leaves. And on the other side of the fence, I'm going to, after I get it bushy to where there's a lot of arms going out, then I'm going to stop pulling off the flowers and allow the drumsticks to grow. So I'll have the drumsticks growing on one side and the bushy leaves growing on the other side in 2 different beds. Fingers crossed, everybody. It sounds like a great plan, doesn't it? Bottom line, it's good nutrition at the highest possibility, doing what you can. Yes. So, to change is music. Yes. Would you like a song? Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Who sang that one? Let me have some water. I haven't been singing, have I? So, you said you would love one. What is a song that have I been singing lately? A whole bunch, of course. Oh, geez, it's got to be natural. A chant session. I'm going, as soon as I can get it to where, because I want to get back to doing some woo-woo, burning some sage. I feed the rabbits, and I heard that they like moringa leaves, that animals like it too. And then I was concerned, am I going to be fighting squirrels again? Am I going to be on the evening news because I fought a squirrel again? I hope they don't be eating my moringa like they did my spinach and red onions. And this fly, I had to look up fly, spiritual meaning of a fly, because I was like, where is this fly coming from? So the spiritual meaning of a fly is, one of them was about persistence, being persistent for your dreams to come true. So I am being persistent, Mr. Fly, so go away. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, it's almost been an hour. I am going to be on again soon. I wasn't a Girl Scout, so, but I promise, some type of promise is there. I love you all. I really do. I have missed you and I've enjoyed right now. I really enjoyed how when we switched to the Green Witch, the universe said, sit down and have a cup of tea and observe what's going on. Think about it and pay attention to what's being hidden, the illusions of everything, the mysteries. Think, use your noggin. So, everybody, let's say our outro together. Is that an actual word, an outro? I am love. I am light. I am all that I am. And so are you. So until the next time, have the most benevolent day.